What's up guys, my name is Agent Psycho, and this is the second part to my MG36 review. And let's see, we left off with the final rating, or we didn't get to the final rating because last video we only got to the Frank's personal opinions. So we're going to get to final rating right now. At close range, the MG36 is surprisingly good, so I'm going to have to give this an 80 for a machine gun. Even though it is still outclassed by most other guns, for what it is, and as a machine gun, its close quarters abilities are actually surprisingly good. At middle range, let's see. At middle range, let's assume that you scope in for your shots. So at middle range, it stays roughly good at around 75. Just make sure that your scope and recoil doesn't take you like all around the place. So yeah. At close range, or at long range rather, it's going to go down to about 30 because you're not going to use this thing for long range. Actually, I take that back. Not even 30, 20. I know I might be being a little bit harsh, but you really shouldn't use machine guns for long range. Just don't even try. So that gives us a final rating of 58 and a third percent. So as you can see, the MG36 isn't really meant for all-purpose use, even though I make it look kind of good in the last video especially. But then I would like to say that that last one-man army game on Oil Rig was kind of filled with noobs. So in this game you'll see what should happen if you bring a machine gun to a room where your enemies are at least decent. So yeah, don't expect to get really good scores with an MG36, let alone any kind of a machine gun. So yeah, that is my final rating. Hope you guys have enjoyed the MG36 review. Now on to some tips and tricks with the MG36, because this machine is actually very good, and it is possible to go just MG36 only. So let's get started into how you can use this MG36 effectively. First of all, you should keep in mind that this is a machine gun. It does have 200 bullets, so you can just spray to hell if you want, if you really need to, and you do not have to worry about running out of ammo for a long time. This also means that let's see, you do not have to reload as much because it's already got a 100-round magazine. And if you're not secure that much, you can always add an extended mag 2, where you can add 50 more rounds to your first magazine. So I mean, if you really want to, you can start with 150 rounds right off the bat once you spawn, and I mean, you don't even really need to worry about reloading at all. So if you're stuck in a clutch situation, just spray, cause it may or may not give you that lotto that you might need in order to keep your butt alive. Second thing that you need to keep in mind is its scope. Always use its scope for anything beyond anything beyond close range, because while spraying, the scope and recoil bounces around a lot, but in middle range it bounces around its hipfire spread, if you guys know what I mean. So you don't really need to worry about that much. It's just whenever you scope in at long range, that's where it becomes a problem. And yeah, for close quarters combat, I suggest you guys take the MG36 and go up to the other person as closely as possible, because the spread, even though it is a sprayer's machine gun, well obviously, the spread still can get very large. So at close range, because you're already close to your enemy, I suggest you go up to them as close as you can and just spray there, so that you can ensure that all your bullets hit your target as much as possible and as fast as possible. Because the MG36 does have the potential to have a very, very high DPS with 49 damage and let's see, 80 rate of fire. So definitely you should always try to go up as close as you can to your enemies and just spray at them if you can. Another thing, note that because it's an this is a machine gun, and it does have a slow portability. Even though it is fast for a machine gun, it is still slow nonetheless, unless you have like speed gear, like plus 25% speed gear like I do, which I doubt you guys have. But then yeah, hold on, let me get this phone. Sorry about that interruption, guys. Anyways, let's see, where did I leave off? I forget. I'm kind of too lazy to go back and see where I left off. But anyways, I'm just gonna start off with something that I already kept in mind. So let's see, for MG36 we've covered the close quarters aspect of it and the middle range aspect of it. Oh yeah, one important thing is that because, oh yeah, this is where I left off. Because the MG36 is still a machine gun and it's pretty slow, I suggest you guys take out your melee weapon or your secondary to run around with it if you know that there are no enemies in your spawn. Of course, if there's enemies in your spawn, you can afford to just keep the MG36 out in case anyone you see like anyone to shoot, and then you can just open fire. But then, for the most part, because it's slow and you need to getting to your enemies faster is more important, I suggest you guys take out your secondary or some sort of lighter piece of equipment to run with, and then you can pull out your MG36, because the draw time on the MG36 is also not that bad compared to other machine guns. So, yeah, definitely keep that in mind. And as you can see right there, that's a perfect example of what might happen in middle range combat. Well, it wasn't exactly middle range combat, it was more like close to middle range combat, but still, the MG36 doesn't have the best spread in the world. In fact, it's one of the worst. Well, that's just because I'm not very used to machine guns. But then, still, you're probably not going to hit your targets much at even at middle range. So make sure you use that scope. And when you do use that scope, make sure to crouch down, because crouching down reduces the in-scope kick around of the your shots. So it's not much, but it'll still help you keep track of your target a little bit better. And yeah, those are pretty much the only. Oh yeah, that's right. The MG36, while scoped in, if you spray scoped in at someone, you might get a headshot. You have a decent chance of getting a headshot. So like that. The MG36 is surprisingly lucky. So I don't know what I said for my luck statistic of the MG36, but right now, as you can see, I'm getting pretty lucky with the MG36. That last kill right there is a perfect example of what might happen if you scope in and then you go full auto. Sometimes the recoil, in-scope recoil of the MG36 is perfect enough that it'll bounce straight up to your enemy's head, and then it'll pull off a shot right then and there. So it's always a good thing to know. And yeah, I think that's about it for my tips and tricks with the MG36. It wasn't really much, but I tried to give you guys what knowledge I can, or what knowledge I could with the MG36. Of course, make sure you use this in Fireteam, because it's an absolute boss in Fireteam. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this MG36 review. I don't think I'm gonna be commentating for the rest of this. And yeah, let's see, what else could I talk about with the 5 minutes that I have. I don't know. Maybe if something comes out, I'll leave an annotation or something. But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this MG36 review, and I'm gonna catch y'all later. The next video I'm probably gonna post is the TRG-41 and the S58 musket Road to Mastery overview video, so I can get started on the next episode of the Road to Mastery series featuring the Dragunov, and I know I'm gonna hate that episode. Anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm gonna catch you all later. Peace, guys. Thanks.
Round start. Round start. Round start. Round start. Round start. Shot. Shot. Round start. Round start. Shot. Kill. Round start. Round start. Alpha team wins.